Anyway, on August 2025, the previous year, when I was 13, I sent him a letter to his office. It was all about supporting him as a great and well-respected New Zealand MP. Dear PM Chris Hipkins, I am William C. Carruthers from Ferndale, Tiahu Special Needs School. I am 13 years old. I just want you to win the 2026 over Luxon, and I wasn't impressed that Robertson beat you. You are the better Prime Minister. You made the country great. You made me happy. I hope that you throw the 90th birthday party for Jim Bolger on May 35th, 2025, because I root for you. When you become Prime Minister again, which I want, you'd serve non-consecutive terms, and that's a good point. Now, keep in mind that this was back when Jim Bolger was still alive. On December that year, I sent him a letter again. Once again, it was also giving massive support and kindness for him. I also put in there a Merry Christmas greeting as well as a gift. Dear Chris Hipkins, it's William Connor Carruthers from Ferndale, Tiahu again. I just came to continue to show support for you as the very Right Honorable. In fact, I think you might be my favorite Prime Minister of New Zealand. I am your #1 supporter. Also, I had gotten news that you recently got engaged to Tony Grace and said you'll marry her on summer after the 2026 election. I already know everyone supports you, cares about you, and would vote you in the election. You have to believe in yourself. You know you can do it. There's always a chance. It's never too late. P.S. Merry Christmas very soon, and I'll give you a Christmas gift, and that is that every New Zealand citizen voting you. On February 2026, I sent him a third letter, and it was to help give him tips on how to become one of the best Prime Ministers in New Zealand history. Like, I know Chris Hipkins will be one of the best politicians in New Zealand MP history, and as far as facts go, in my opinion, this year I will give support, understanding, and determination for the support of not only Hipkins, Sepuloni, Davidson, Goff, Little, and Robertson, but also every Labour MP in history. Like, especially from the past, and that includes the former leaders Harry Holland, Michael Joseph Selfridge, Walter Nash, Jerry Skinner, Norman Kirk, Hugh Watt, Bob Tizard, Ellen Clark, Michael Cohen, David Laney, Mike Marsh, David Conway, and also to the first leader of the party, Alfred Heinrich. Just congratulations to them. Our first goal in the 2026 election is to give our victory majority support to Hipkins, and he will become the first New Zealand Prime Minister of the 21st century to serve non-consecutive terms. 6 Prime Ministers in the 19th century served non-consecutive terms. William Fox in 4, Edward Stafford in 3, Frederick Whittaker in 2, Julius Vogler in 2, Harry Atkinson in 4, and Robert Stout in 3. And then only 2 Prime Ministers in the 20th century also served non-consecutive terms. Joseph Ward in 2 and Keith Holyoake in 2. So if Chris Hipkins wins in 2026, there is no doubt that he will be the 9th Prime Minister to serve non-consecutive terms following Holyoake. And is it alright if I give this next one out, Mr. Davidson?
Hmm?
Is it alright if I give out the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, a second goal is to somehow lower the voting ages to 16. What would you? Yeah, thank you. Congratulations to the one project. Yeah. And the argument is pretty simple. Firstly, 16 and 17-year-olds often work and pay taxes. They are legally allowed to drive, and yes, they can be tried as adults if they commit crimes. Plus, there are plenty of 16 and 17-year-olds that know much more about government and politics. In fact, I'd argue that the 16 and 17-year-olds are smarter than any other time in history. So if 16 and 17-year-olds can do that, why not let them vote too? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that if the law was passed before the election day, it might likely be known as the Electoral Amendment Act of 2026. And we will fight for not only the Labour Party but also democracy as much as we can. And we will make electoral rules in the democracy, world peace country of New Zealand great again. And we will decide this in a referendum. Not because it's easy, but because it is hard. Also, we also know the leader of the New Zealand First Party, Winston Peters. He is the Deputy Prime Minister on the three NZ governments, the 4th National, the 6th Labour, and 6th National. He also served in the 6th National and Labour governments as Minister of Foreign Affairs, as well as in the 5th Labour government, and still serves in that position as of today. And most of us have this fair argument that Winston Peters is probably a bit too old to stay in Parliament, because by the time of election day, he will be 81 years old. He would probably need to likely step down soon. And because he has been characterized as ranting and decisive and also has not a good political style, he's still unlikely to win, which he hasn't since 1993, the same year the party was founded. And Peters would need to retire from Parliament altogether, because we need to give Winston Peters a farewell, goodbye, and a happy retirement. I already know who I want to succeed Peters as the party leader, and it's someone younger in his 40s. It's elected since the last election, and his name is Jamie Arbuckle. Now, we are very much sure that Labour is going to get the chance to win in its 7th government. We are well known as nothing more than Labour Party supporters. I'm just a 14-year-old, but a 14-year-old with the brains. Now, everyone, I hope you like my speech. I hope you like me, because I like you, especially you, MP Davidson. And I also support Opposition Hipkins, Mayor Andrew Little, and Mr. Robertson. I hope we all had a great time listening. Thank you very much for being Labour supporters. I even came up with a new quote for the Labour Party, and I want this to be a famous one. A future made in New Zealand will be better, and better is possible with helping us on jobs, health, and homes. If you want to know more about me, just check out my YouTube channel, and it's called MagmaticSteak17. Alright, time to wrap up. It's time to go. Thank you for